Hi there, and today we're going to talk about what it's like to celebrate Valentine's Day in Denmark. Stay tuned. Hi there and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Kelly and I'm an American who lives in Denmark. And I'm actually an American who actually loves the holiday of Valentine's Day. But I have to say that what I experienced with Valentine's Day growing up as a kid, being an adult in the US with Valentine's Day, and even celebrating Valentine's Day in the US with my Danish husband is a lot different than celebrating Valentine's Day at any age here in Denmark. Before I get into all of that with you, if you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for being a subscriber. It means so much to me that you want to follow along on this journey with me and learn a little bit about my views of Denmark. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider clicking on that red button. It really means so much to have your support. So thanks everybody. Back to our topic. Now, I'm going to first start talking a little bit about Valentine's Day and my impression of it. So that way when I tell you about how it is here in Denmark, you get a little bit of an understanding of where I'm coming from, right? And when you're a kid in the US, there's these small little Valentines that you can buy in a box at the grocery store. I mean, we have dollar stores and Dollar Trees and things like that where you can get them, and they're not very expensive. You know, it might have like a picture of some type of cartoon character, and then it'll have like a heart, and then it has a message. And the message could be anything like, maybe it's space aliens or something, and then it'll say, "You're out of this world, Valentine," or I don't know, something, you know, kind of catchy and something really cute, but, you know, it's just for fun. On the other side, there'll be a to and a from, and you write down who it's going to, and then you write down the from, which is your name. This is one memory that I absolutely loved in the US growing up. Kids were always expected to take a shoebox and decorate it for Valentine's Day. We would decorate it with construction paper. Maybe we would write on it with markers, or we would draw hearts and cut them out and glue them to the sides in different colors. A lot of times they'd be red and white and pink, you know, the traditional Valentine's Day colors. Then you would cut like a slit in the top with a pair of scissors, you know? And that would be the box that you take with you to school. The kids would go around and they would put Valentines in your box. So you actually didn't really know how many Valentines you had until later on when you go through what was in your box. It was just always so exciting, and I loved decorating that box. I don't know, for me it's different, you know? Like if you're celebrating a holiday, you go into school, you know, you have all these holiday themed activities and different things. Maybe you have treat, maybe you play games, I don't know. But for Valentine's Day, I always loved the fact that we had to bring things in, make something for it, you know, and share the Valentines. It was just a lot of fun, you know. It's something different that you only get to do one time a year. You don't get to do anything like that any other time. And, you know, it just makes you feel kind of special. You don't have to go out and buy the Valentines. You can actually make them. And that's one thing that we did every year, is that we would make Valentines for maybe our parents or grandparents or something like that, you know, and that would just be out of construction paper. And I always loved doing that. You know, it was just a very creative time. It's something that I quite miss from my American childhood. Now fast forward to being an adult. Valentine's, of course, in the US means something different. And if you look at any of the statistics online, you will see that it is a very expensive holiday, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, some people can use that as the opportunity to give their wives or girlfriends, as an example, bouquets of flowers, jewelry, take them out to nice dinners, and maybe to a guy, that might sound like it's a lot of work for them, and their girls aren't really doing anything in return. Usually the guys get something as well, but you know, we have that kind of culture where the guys kind of take the girls out on dates, so maybe it seems that way. For me, you know, I know a lot of different people who celebrate it in a different way. There are restaurants that will serve pizza, and maybe the pizza will be in the shape of a heart, and that's the only time that they do it is around Valentine's Day. So there's like all these little special things. For me, I think as I got older, you know, that you could always buy boxes of chocolate that were in the shape of a heart. You know, you would lift up the top and it would be like the assorted chocolates. You know, you can get stuff like that, like Anton Berg right here in Denmark. They're always doing like the assorted chocolates. It would be something very similar to that. You know, you never know kind of what's inside that's chocolate filled. And that could be something easily given as a gift. You know, maybe it's a bouquet of red roses is very common. If it's, you know, to someone that you love, you would give them those. But, you know, I never really expected certain things on Valentine's Day. I think that for each person, what you expect is different. You know, I never expected really expensive jewelry on Valentine's Day. I think it's not very important to spend a lot of money to show someone that you care. So I know that my husband, it's kind of funny. Being a Dane, he's not all that interested in Valentine's Day. I know as an American, it's a very big holiday. You see it when you go into the grocery stores. There'll be, you know, a whole, you know, aisle of candy that is all red in different packages. And that's a lot of times when you can buy teddy bears and all different kinds of things that you would find on Valentine's Day. You know, he's not very used to those types of things because even now in Denmark, you don't really see it. So leading up to what is Valentine's Day like in Denmark? Well, it was a very big kind of culture shock when I moved here. I don't know why, I just assumed that everybody celebrated it. Probably because it's such a big thing that it feels weird not to have it in your life. But then you go to a place like Denmark and they say, oh no, that's an American thing. It's very much what I heard from people about Halloween. Oh, we don't celebrate it. I live in a very small town, very traditional town, and my neighbors are older. And a lot of them will say, we don't do those things because those are American. Which is fine. But in my mind, as an American, we like to celebrate a lot of holidays because it's fun. You know, maybe some people think of it all as being, you know, a horrible example of capitalism and a reason for people to spend money. You don't have to spend money to celebrate Valentine's Day. I know that, you know, my husband and I would celebrate it in the US when we were dating, but I think that as we moved back to Denmark, he kind of went back into that Danish mentality of, no, we don't celebrate Valentine's Day here. No, it's not a special day. It's nothing, you know, that we need to be focusing on. And I'm thinking, I still want to celebrate it. I don't care if we're in Denmark or on the moon. I still want to celebrate Valentine's Day. To me, I'm not expecting the, you know, the diamond bracelet. I'm not expecting to go out to dinner, which would be nice. You know, if you're a parent and you've got kids, you probably don't go out as much as you used to. And in Denmark, it's not very much the culture for people to go out, maybe unless you live in a bigger city, but it's not where I live. So we don't hardly ever go out to eat in a restaurant. And I think that would be a great reason. For me, I think that Valentine's Day doesn't have to be something bad. So if you're somebody out there who is like my husband, someone who's trying to adapt American holidays into your Danish traditions. I mean, I celebrate Cinco de Mayo, which is the 5th of May, which is a Mexican holiday. Nothing about me is Mexican, but we eat Mexican food every Cinco de Mayo and we make margaritas. Not because I want to be more Mexican, but because it's fun. For me, celebrating Valentine's Day is fun. But it's also a time when my husband and I, we can take a little break and we could say to ourselves, you know what, I appreciate you. If you don't want to do anything to celebrate Valentine's Day, I think it still would be fantastic if you're open-minded enough to say, I'm going to take 5 minutes out of my day and say, you know what, this is Valentine's Day weekend. And though we don't celebrate it, I just want to tell you what I love about you. Or I'm going to tell you what I appreciate about you. You don't have to expect anything in return. That's not why you're doing it. Little things that you don't have to go out and buy can mean more than a big box of chocolate or a bouquet of flowers or a fancy dinner. You also don't need to feel obligated. You know, it's obviously not a holiday that people enjoy if they feel obligated. Oh no, it's Valentine's Day. I have to buy my wife something. I think Americans, most of us, have really good memories of Valentine's Day, but I think it means something different to everybody. So long story short, what is Valentine's Day like in Denmark? It almost doesn't exist. If you live in a big city, I would love to hear your take on this, because from where I'm sitting in the middle of the peninsula in this small area that is very traditional Danish, it doesn't exist here. You don't see it in the stores, you don't hear about it on the radio, you don't have these pizza places making pizzas in the shape of a heart. That doesn't exist. Kids don't have Valentine's Day parties. They don't give Valentines at school. It's not talked about. They don't even know anything about it. When I was a kid, I was always told that the first person you saw on Valentine's Day was the person who's going to be your love. And I remember closing my eyes until I saw that one boy in first grade because he was going to be my love that year. And yeah, of course, that didn't really work out. But you know, we have these little things that are meaningful, but it is not something that exists here. One thing about Valentine's Day in 2021, Valentine's Day actually happens on the exact same day as one of the more popular holidays here in Denmark, which is called Fastelavn. Fastelavn is something that is on a different Sunday every year. Maybe it's in February, maybe it's in the very beginning of March, but it's usually kind of happens around like the Mardi Gras time in the US. If you want to know more information about that holiday, which is fantastic, I absolutely love that holiday. So not having Valentine's Day is kind of okay if you've got Fastelavn. But I've got a blog post on that goes into detail, gives you pictures, and it also teaches you a little song. And there's also a video that I made for understanding Fastelavn in Denmark. Both links will be down in the description so you can check those out. But there you go. It's very kind of shocking sometimes as a foreigner when you go to other places and you learn that the things that you grew up with don't exist. And that's just part of adapting to another culture. But if you're somebody who loves celebrating a certain holiday from where you're from, like I love celebrating Thanksgiving. That doesn't exist here. But we still celebrate it because it means something to me. It means something that we celebrate as a family because I love the message behind it. It's not because I feel obligated. It's because I want to do it. And that's the same with Valentine's Day. But at least I just want him to know that he's appreciated. And I think that, yeah, maybe we do that every year on our wedding anniversary, but why not do it twice a year? Why not? I would love to know about you. Are you someone who celebrates Valentine's Day? Where are you from and how do you celebrate it? Are you a Dane who says, nope, I'm not celebrating that American holiday? Let me know if maybe you've gotten some ideas of, okay, I'm not going to celebrate it, but maybe I'll still tell my wife, or maybe I'll still tell my husband what they mean to me, just to have an excuse to say it out loud. Have I persuaded you at least a little bit to be maybe some form of romantic on one day in February? I mean, come on, we have these cold, dark winter days. Why not brighten it up with just a little bit of something nice? I would love to spread the love this year. Thanks for coming along on this video. I'm so glad that you've decided to spend a little bit of time here with me today. And again, if you are one of my subscribers, thank you so much for being here. I really am humbled and appreciative of the support that I've gotten for the last 2 years of being on this channel. It's overwhelming with the amount of people who've been looking towards my channel to get ideas about Denmark and to really see what life is like here from a foreigner. And I really hope that you check out my blog because that's where I get a little bit more real. And for those of you who are also out there looking for love, you'll have to check out my Danish pickup lines video, as well as the blog post that goes with that. So if you're someone who is looking for dating and flirting advice, those pickup lines I think could really break the ice for meeting some new people here in Denmark. Well, that's about it from me today. I will see you very soon, and I hope you have a very fantastic Valentine's Day if you celebrate it, or maybe if you decide to make your own version of it this year. Take care, everybody.